Ivan, the gorilla, the true story of the gorilla who spent almost 3 decades without seeing another of his own kind. Ivan was a western lowland gorilla born in 1962 in what is now the Democratic Republic of the Congo. He was captured from the wild as a baby and brought to live with humans. Dag was Ivan's twin sister. She died in the crate on the way to the United States, after poachers killed Ivan's mother and father. The year is 1964 and Larry Johnston's parents, licensed zookeepers, bring a baby gorilla named Ivan into their South Tacoma home. "It wasn't like having a dog or a cat for your pet," says Johnston. "It was this little brother who was a constant bundle of energy, looking to get into trouble and discovering things." For 3 years the Johnstons raised Ivan like a son. They take him to work at the B&I pet store they manage. Larry's mom, Lois, tickles Ivan, feeds him plates of spaghetti and takes him to the playground. But as Ivan grows, the destruction at home adds up. Experts convince the Johnstons to cage Ivan in a large steel trailer at the B&I circus store. To ease Ivan into his new home, Johnston spends nights with him. Johnson said it took about 2.5 months for him sleeping in the cage separated by bars and then slowly moving his cot out. This is where Ivan would spend the next 27 years, entertaining visitors like Earl Borgert, whose grandparents own the B&I. Paws encouraged the community of Tacoma and other nearby cities to protest and to boycott the B&I shopping center. The community collected signatures, raised and donated money to Paws, took out newspaper ads, and raised $30,000 to buy Ivan from the B&I shopping center to be rehomed within Seattle's Woodland Park Zoo. In 1991, National Geographic Explorer aired a documentary entitled The Urban Gorilla. The film featured Ivan in his small enclosure and another gorilla, Willie B., who had previously been living in similar circumstances, but had since been released in a large zoo habitat and was relearning naturalistic gorilla behavior. The contrast between the two gorillas was so pronounced that overnight Ivan became a national animal welfare concern. His story was covered in several publications, including People and The New Yorker. In 1994, due largely to the successful campaign work by Paws and the national public outcry, the B&I relinquished their rights to Ivan. The gorilla was gifted to Woodland Park Zoo, who registered him in the Species Survival Plan for Gorillas. Later in 1994, Ivan was placed on permanent loan to Zoo Atlanta. Though he was in a new, more appropriate habitat, he struggled with elements of his life as an outdoor gorilla. Ivan had not been outside his enclosure at the B&I for over 27 years, and until his transfer to Atlanta, had never socialized with other gorillas. At first he would not interact with the other gorillas at the zoo and preferred the company of humans. Given time and training, he was able to readjust and accept his role as silverback in the troop. Ivan was rarely observed breeding with the female gorillas in his troop, and he did not sire offspring. August 21, 2012, 50-year-old Ivan died while anesthetized during a medical exam. His health had been in decline and the necropsy revealed a large tumor in his chest. Ivan was one of the oldest gorillas in captivity when he died. The Atlanta Zoo honored the request made by Ivan's original owners to have his remains cremated and returned to Tacoma, Washington. People sent birthday and holiday cards to Ivan throughout his life at Zoo Atlanta, and also sent flowers and condolence cards after his death. A bronze statue outside Point Defiance Zoo and Aquarium is just one part of Ivan's legacy. Johnston and Bogert have also established the Ivan Foundation, to raise scholarship money for Northwest students who want to help western lowland gorillas in the wild. American children's author K. A. Applegate wrote the children's book titled, The One and Only Ivan, which was inspired by the life of Ivan. It is largely a work of fiction, though the outline of the plot is very similar to Ivan's life events. On April 9, 2014, it was announced that Disney was set to adapt the book with Alison Shearer producing, Thea Sharrock directed, with a script from Mike White. The film The One and Only Ivan was released on the streaming service Disney Plus on August 21, 2020, the 8-year anniversary of Ivan's death. Thanks for watching this video. Do you want to know the more animal-related true stories like this? Then please do subscribe to our YouTube channel.